And thank you for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. Here are some of the big headlines we're following for you right now in the CBN newsroom. The FBI and the White House are at odds over information about a top aide accused of domestic violence. The FBI says it first delivered news about Rob Porter's background last March and closed the case last month. But the White House claimed the investigation was ongoing and it only learned of the accusations last week. D.C. police are investigating a mysterious white substance sent to the office of former President Barack Obama. This comes just one day after Donald Trump Jr.'s wife opened a letter that contained white powder. Vanessa Trump was sent to the hospital. The man who set off bombs in New York and New Jersey will spend the rest of his life in prison. A judge sentenced Ahmad Khan Rahimi for the crime that injured more than 30 people with explosives. That judge said it's a miracle that no one was killed. You can learn more about these stories throughout the day by following CBNNews.com. Leaders of the nation's intelligence agencies appeared on Capitol Hill to talk about the emerging global threats facing the U.S. They say Russia continues to meddle in American politics, but they also warned about major international threats, including a cyber attack. Our Mark Martin is on this story.
Appearing at a Senate Intelligence Committee hearing, National Intelligence Director Dan Coats issued a disturbing warning.
Frankly, the United States is under attack.
President Trump's 6 top intelligence leaders testified on Capitol Hill about the threats facing the United States. Coats told the Associated Press that cyber has been a game changer in many ways. U.S. intelligence came to the conclusion that Russia meddled in the 2016 presidential election, and 3 of the intelligence officials said Tuesday the U.S. has seen activity from Moscow with the goal of interfering in the upcoming midterm elections.
We expect Russia to continue using propaganda, social media, false flag personas, and exacerbate social and political fissures in the United States.
Have you seen Russian activity in the lead up to the 2018 election cycle?
Yes, we have seen Russian activity and intentions to have an impact on the next election cycle here.
But it wasn't just about Russia. This year's global threat assessment also referenced the risk of a military battle, especially with North Korea.
The risk of interstate conflict is higher than any time since the end of the Cold War.
In addition to North Korea, the report also singled out Russia, China, and Iran as posing the greatest cyber threats to the U.S. And Coats warned that cyber threats are coming not only from governments, but terrorist groups, criminal organizations, and students in dorms and people in their basements. Coats said the U.S. needs to come up with penalties for people who try to hack America's critical infrastructure, government, or financial institutions, or they'll just keep on doing it. Mark Martin, CBN News.
The U.S. Senate votes this week on multiple bills aimed at fixing the immigration system, but it's unclear if any of them can get the necessary votes to pass. Abigail Robertson brings us the story now. She's in Washington.
Senators believe the time is now for immigration reform, and they're deep into negotiations. They hope the right compromise will help them get the 60 votes needed to pass their version by the end of this week.
If there's 60 votes for any of these proposals here in the Senate, we should be able to discover that because we've been talking about this for months.
Conservatives are pushing for the Secure and Succeed Act, modeled after the president's immigration framework.
This is a good solution in which everybody gets something they want.
The bill provides a pathway to citizenship for around 1.8 million dreamers, designates $25 billion for a border wall, ends the visa lottery program, and strengthens law efforts to fight human and drug trafficking.
If Democrats want a solution, we have a solution. If all they want is an issue, that's cynical, but we won't get the solution.
Another option is the McCain-Coons plan, which leaves out the $25 billion for the president's border wall. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says he doesn't know if either plan can pass, but voting on them will at least help move things forward.
If these proposals fail, the body will continue to work its bipartisan will for a bill that can pass. It's difficult. Finding 60 votes for something that meets the needs of both sides and can deal with the dreamers and border security is not easy.
Schumer says Democrats want just 2 things: protect the dreamers and get 60 votes.
This is the closest we've come, and everybody has to make a really final effort.
Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says senators have had plenty of time to debate the issue, and there's no reason they can't reach a bipartisan solution by the weekend. Reporting from Capitol Hill, Abigail Robertson, CBN News.
Still ahead, Israel's prime minister is facing charges. We're going to break down what is ahead in his case coming up. Israeli police dropped a political and legal bombshell Tuesday when they recommended Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu be indicted on 2 cases. As Chris Mitchell reports for us now from Jerusalem, the announcement throws Israel into a political and legal uncertainty.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed a nationwide audience and vehemently denied the charges.
All those attempts without exception ended with nothing because I know the truth. I'm telling you, also this time things will end up being nothing.
Netanyahu said everything he did was for the good of the country.
This feeling of mission is the reason why I'm here, and that's also the reason why you, the citizens of Israel, are giving me your trust again and again, because you know that I'm doing everything when only one thing is in front of my eyes, the good of this country. Not for cigars from a friend, not for a journalistic cover, not for anything, only the good of the country, and nothing will deter me in this sacred kingdom, also not the accusations.
The police recommended that Netanyahu be indicted for bribery and breach of trust in 2 separate cases, known as Case 1000 and Case 2000. Case 1000 contends Netanyahu received hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gifts from 2 close friends in exchange for advocating legislation that would benefit those friends. Case 2000 asserts Netanyahu made a deal with a major Israeli publisher for favorable coverage that would weaken a rival publication. The recommendations now go to Israel's Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit. He decides whether or not to indict Netanyahu or dismiss the charges. His decision could take months. In the meantime, his political rivals are calling for Netanyahu to resign. But even if he's indicted, he is under no legal obligation to step down. Now, with the possible war with Iran looming on the horizon, a volatile Middle East, and improved relations with the White House, Israel's longest-serving prime minister is entering the battle of his political and legal life. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Still to come here on CBN NewsWatch, we're sitting down with gospel singers David and Tamela Mann. They share the secrets of a successful marriage next. People across the country are, of course, celebrating love on this Valentine's Day, and gospel music singers David and Tamela Mann are honoring 30 years of marriage, and they're marking it with something they want to do to encourage other couples. Take a look.
God provides. It's hard to say when there's no food to eat.
Tamela Mann is famous for that sweet and powerful voice. It's earned her Grammy Gold. But the gospel recording artist also graces magazine covers for her longtime marriage to fellow singer and actor David Mann.
I love photo shoots, especially for a magazine like Upscale that's so family-centered. I'm really honored that they want to do a piece on our family.
Are you sure they got the right family?
It's a happy family life they've shared on the hit reality series, The Manns.
Now, you've been married 30 years. You're both here and still in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Take us back to the very beginning. When did you meet? How old were you? What happened?
When we first met, we were 18.
Okay.
We were like 18 when we first met. Actually, my best friend introduced us. See, we were best friends like from church, and we grew up together. Then she went to high school with David.
Let me just add, at the time, we were a pretty big deal on campus.
Yes, because
there was 3 of us.
It was some guys that sang, and my best friend had chorus class with them. She was like, y'all sing real good, but I know someone who could out-sing you guys.
Yeah.
So she brought me to
and
school.
you guys, this is how far back we go with these guys. It was myself and Kirk Franklin and Darryl Blair,
which is our pastor now.
in high school. Yeah, we go back that far.
So it's like over 30 years.
So we all thought we were the stuff because we was singing around town and the ladies would just be, oh, y'all sing so good.
And so Nicole was like, no, y'all sing pretty good, so let's see. So
they brought her to sing, blew us away.
I just sang, and I can't even remember what I sung.
That developed into a friendship. We were strictly just friends. I had other people.
You was about to say no hanky-panky.
No hanky-panky. I had other people on the side. So I couldn't, at the time, I was involved in something. And we were just strictly friends. We were really good friends. And that is what our whole relationship is based on. It was built on our friendship for each other and our understanding and our love as friends for each other. And that's how we fell in love.
Right.
Look how she's looking at me.
Now, who loved first?
Who loved first?
Who fell first?
You know.
Whatever. It probably was me, but he didn't know it. And I wouldn't say it.
I knew it. What you talking about?
No,
I knew it.
Well, I mean, but
you know when a lady in love with you.
And he was hanging around. He was, you know,
well,
spending a lot of time with me. So I felt like, okay, it's something mutual here. You know, there's some feelings, but I'm not going to say until...
We were spending 10 hours a day together just as friends. And so I knew she was, you know, I'd see the way she looked at me and say, you're so funny, so cute.
Oh, my God. Please. Next question.
The Manns have come a long way since those early years, and they're celebrating, writing their first book, Us Against the World, Our Secrets to Love, Marriage, and Family.
So you decide to write a book after 30 years of marriage. What is it that happened that inspired you to do it?
Well, I think what happened is we kept getting a lot of people coming to us for advice. And with being married, and we kind of started out early because we're people. You know, we love people and people are always around us. So that kind of pushed us and motivated us over the years, but we kept pushing it off. But the Lord kept pressing and me really too in my spirit. And I tell David, I said, it's something that we have to do to encourage families to, even though, and we're a super blended family. Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to share some of our stories and some of our experiences with others to kind of help them with their lives, their day-to-day lives.
We would often get younger couples or even older couples say, well, how do you do this and what do you do this? Even couples in the industry. So we were like, you know, we got to start writing some of this stuff down. So we compiled books and notes and notebooks of notes. And we sit down and just say, look, we got to put this book together. So here we are, Us Against the World, Our Secrets to Love, Marriage, and Family.
How would you say you mastered the secrets? Was it trial and error? What happened?
I would say trial and error. I mean, it's just like a job. You know, you have to work at it. Marriage, you have to work at it, the relationship. Because, you know, divorce was not an option for us. We took that off the table. So whatever came, we decided that we were going to work through it. And that's what we've done.
And we tell everybody, you know, you say it's a work in progress.
Yes.
We haven't discovered the master secret to all of this. What we tell everybody, we don't have a perfect marriage. What we have is a marriage that's a work in progress.
We're not trying to paint a perfect picture here. There's no perfect couple because everybody have disagreements. Mm-hmm. And we want to talk about some disagreements and just how we handle some of the disagreements that we have.
We do talk about some of our lows, but we talk about a lot of our highs, and we share a little bit of my practical joke stir. Can I call it my practical joke stir?
I like
in here.
that.
And
which he had a lot of practical jokes.
Some people will be like, he's so mean. I'm not mean, I'm just a practical joker.
He really is. And I mean, but that's one thing that I loved about him when I met him, even as we were teenagers when we met. That he always made me laugh, and he was always joking with everybody around him. So I know it wasn't personal, but I used to always tell him, boy, somebody gonna
get you.
Somebody gonna beat you up. You better stop messing with people.
You guys not only are married and have a family, but work together from Meet the Browns to Kirk Franklin and the family.
I'm Leroy Brown. Hi. My friends call me Leroy Brown. You can just call me Leroy Brown? Yeah, how you know?
But you know, that was always my prayer.
Really?
That was my prayer as a young girl, that I would have someone that did the same things that I did, so I wouldn't have to explain all the time, especially because at first it was music for us. So I wanted someone who sang and was interested in church and music, because that's what my love, my first love is singing, my passion. And the Lord blessed me with someone who loved what I love. So we've really built, you know, together. And then it went from, you know, the singing to the acting, which the acting is what he loves.
A lot of people ask, how do you juggle this? How do you give it equal weight and balance it? And I tell everybody, I never give my marriage the same weight and balance. I never try to balance it with anything else. It far outweighs anything else I'll ever do. Whether it comes to work, the career, kids, anything. This is my first ministry. And I never try to balance anything against her. So I tell people, I was like, look, if this business ever gets in the way of this, we'll disappear. Yeah.
It's the Lord first and then him.
And that's why we came up with the title, Us Against the World, because at the end of the day, it's going to be us. The kids are gone, we're empty nesters, and guess who is left?
It's us. And we're having fun. And we're enjoying it.
After 30 years, are you still learning new things about each other?
Oh, yes.
I'm telling you guys, which is not talked about a lot, is like the menopause thing.
Oh, help me, Lord.
So it's new and fresh for us, but it is different. But it's different for me as a woman to even kind of, because I'm like, what is going on with myself? So even with dealing with myself and then dealing with him, it can be, and I kind of understand now why some marriages that I thought should stay together, reason why they do kind of quit.
Because they didn't recognize it. See, I recognized it early.
What it is, yes.
I did.
And to kind of deal with that together, or somebody not having enough patience with each other to deal with it.
Just one of many marriage and family lessons the Manns are opening up to share.
Beautiful couple indeed. They are at work on the book. We'll keep you updated on when that book is finally published. And of course, you can learn more about the Manns in a future episode of Studio 5 next week, to be in fact. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more of CBN NewsWatch straight ahead. CBN International is stepping up in the wake of a volcanic eruption that caused chaos in the Philippines. CBN Humanitarian and Disaster Relief is providing food and medical relief to people who were forced to evacuate after Mount Mayon erupted more than 2 weeks ago. 84,000 villagers on the island of Luzon have been fled to seek shelter. The local CBN team is delivering aid to those who are now staying at evacuation centers. That assistance includes food, insect repellent, vitamins, medicine, and dust masks. We're talking about hundreds of families in need of help receiving it from CBN. What a blessing to see there. Well, right now, it is time for your Wednesday word. And on this Valentine's Day, it is only fitting that that word be love. Remember this: there is no greater love than the love of the Lord. He sacrificed his son simply to restore us all to a righteous relationship with him. Greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for a friend. All I can say to that is certainly love. And with that word, be sure to make this a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can always find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. And of course, we'd love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. And of course, you can always reach us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hope you'll have a wonderful Wednesday, a happy Valentine's Day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody, and God bless.